What is up, and welcome to Going Beyond the Castle. Um, Everything looks good. Looks like we're up and running. So, yeah, welcome back to another episode of Going Beyond the Castle podcast. I am your host, Fred Bradley, and with me, as always, is my fabulous co host, Lori Talamo. And we're super excited for this week as we dive into every resort that is at Disney World. So, we are going to spend this episode breaking down the different resorts. So you've got the deluxe, the moderate value, and we're just going to take a little bit of time and we're going to dive into each of those resorts and just kind of rank them and give our personal opinion of which one we feel is best within those categories. So we're super excited for today, just to dive into those. But before I turn it over to Lori for our announcements, as always, just want to give a shout out to those that are joining us this evening, as well as those that tune in every single week and listen to our podcast. As always, we would not be where we are today without you guys. So we really appreciate you and thank you for joining along with us. So with that being said, I will turn it over to you, Lori, and cover some announcements.
Yeah, so not too many announcements today. I'll save the best one, I think, for last. So for our sea cruisers out there, Disney Cruise Line put out a new promotion where if you're taking a Disney cruise, you can out of Port Canaveral, you can extend your adventure and get 35% off at a stay at Disney Saratoga Springs or Old Key West Resort. So if you go in Orlando and you're going to do a cruise, why not extend it and have a little bit of Disney fun time in there as well? And 35% off is pretty decent promotion. And it is time to say farewell to It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Bye.
It is gone pecan over in Disney's Animal Kingdom. So if you missed out, pretty sure it ended. But if you missed out, then
It ended.
yesterday, was it yesterday, day before yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Was the last day of either yesterday or Friday was the last day of. It's tough to be a bug.
Yeah. And then the Grand Fiesta Tour has officially opened back up over in Mexico. And I didn't realize they were doing, it says, I knew it was under refurbishment, but they've
Hmm.
actually refreshed some of the scenes too.
Yeah,
So
it was a
that'll
little
be pretty
dated.
neat. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Josh and I tried to do it last time we went, and I'm like, I don't know how I missed that it was closed. I totally missed that. So we didn't get to do it. So and then last but not least, exciting news at Epic Universe. You can now get 1 day tickets. So before you had to do 3 day tickets where you got 2 days at Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios and only one at Epic. Now you can add those 1 day ticket, or you could just go for 1 day if you don't want to add it to a package.
Hey, one
Um,
day.
or if you want to do 2 days, you get the package and then add a day. So I'm super excited about that. So hopefully I can get 1 day over at Epic when I go in the fall. So we'll see.
I'm super
And that
excited.
was it.
I'm
Yeah.
super excited for 1 day tickets. Not that I have any intention of going anytime soon, um, but I am excited for some Epic Universe 1 day tickets to start hitting.
Yes, me too. I'm excited. Well, especially like, some folks, if they have a Disney trip or some other kind of vacation, and now you can just, get 1 day.
Yeah, that'll be good. I got a client that's going in October. I'm trying to convince to go. When you go, you're gonna have to bring me back souvenirs. I hope you are fully aware of that.
I will. I'm
I'll.
I'm really hope well, I'm gonna make it happen, I think, even if I have to go by myself. But I know some of my friends are wanting to go too. We still don't have details. We keep saying our agency trip in December. It
Yeah,
hasn't even officially been announced, but I think that's when it's gonna be. So whenever it is, we're gonna throw in
I'm
an
just gonna
epic
give
day.
you my credit card, and you just go buy me whatever you think I would like.
Perfect. I almost okay, so this is off topic, but it's really funny. You know how they have the little apple juice? Ever see the little apple juice bottles and they have like the
Hmm.
little characters on the top?
The
So
ones that are
every
like
time we're
five
look,
dollars a piece.
yes, every time we're looking, I never can find cars because I always want to get Roddy a cars. So of course today at Bromart they had cars. So then I was looking for, like Anna and Elsa for the girls, and of course they only had one, and they had Stitch, and I was like, oh, I should buy Fred this apple juice Stitch, but I didn't.
I would
So
have
it
proudly
was
drank it.
it's the thought that counts.
I don't know why my laptop is being stupid. It's not connecting to the internet. We're just gonna call it quits with my laptop. So,
Oh no.
luckily I'm not recording on that. So, all right. So, the final countdown: ranking Disney resorts. This is going to be very interesting
Yeah.
because, as a pre-warning, as a disclosure, Lori and I, of course, have not stayed at every single Disney resort. However, we do know a lot about each
Disney
resort
resorts.
at
Yep.
Disney, especially because we may not have stayed there, but there's a solid chance we have gone there at some point for one reason or another. Um,
Yep.
so, game plan for this evening is just to kind of wing it. We don't have a script or any schedules or any formal guide to go off of. We're just going to start with deluxe resorts. We'll talk about deluxe resorts, rank them, move on to moderate, and then we'll finish out
Yeah.
with, of course, the best option, in my opinion, value resorts.
Yeah. And just to be transparent and fair in the beginning, I don't know if I kind of looked at your notes, I peeked a little bit, and so um we can talk about all of them. I just ranked like my top ones.
Oh, I ranked
So
all of them.
did you? I missed it. Well, I'll throw some in there because like I have the majority of the ones that were now only for deluxe. For moderate and value, I did all of them because it wasn't as many, but I'll do the rest of them in there.
I figured probably what's best is just one of us alternate. I'll cover my top 8. I'll rank my top 8. You can rank your top 8, and then we can just kind of pick and be like, all right, here's the features of this resort. Here's
Yeah.
what we don't like about this resort. That way, we don't necessarily hit every single one, but we can still give our rankings.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
No, you go first because I got to pick 7 and 8 for deluxe.
All right, so starting off with number 1, of course, huge Lilo and Stitch fan, which makes this my number 1 um, deluxe resort is Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Dig into more details why, but of course, one of the big reasons for me is the Ohana breakfast. Um, resort number 2, deluxe resort number 2 for me is Disney's Beach Club Resort. Um, of course, again, we'll dig into this a little bit later, but big that this ranked at number 2 for me was that it is arguably the best pool on Disney property. Not only does it have a lazy river, but the pool actually has sand at the bottom of it, which is super cool. Number 3 on deluxe resorts for me was Disney's Contemporary Resort. Big fan of Chef Mickey's, and just a big fan of one. Just if you can get a theme park view room, just watching Happily Ever After from a theme park view room, and that ridiculous. Um, Number 4, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, um, just solely based off of it's gorgeous at Christmas time. Number 5 for me is Disney's Wilderness Lodge, also a really cool one that we've talked about at Christmas time. 6 for me was Disney's Yacht Club. This one's kind of down more at the bottom. It's it seems like a little bit more adult type resort, but it
Hmm.
also shares Stormalong Bay, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Number 7, it was a little disappointing that I put this down here, but it's just I feel like it's so far away from everything, and that's Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. Like it's a gorgeous resort. The whole safari views are great, but I just feel like it's so far away. And then last but not least, number 8 on my deluxe resort ranking is the Disney's Boardwalk. Um, Gorgeous resort. Again, it just kind of feels like a little bit more adult for me, and I always feel out of place when I go in there. But it is nice
Yeah.
that it's right there next to Epcot, which is really great. So there's my 8.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. We got some of the same. So my top resort, I put, which I'm surprised that I did this, considering my love for Animal Kingdom, but I put Beach Club at the top.
Okay.
Mainly just like the vibe, being on the boardwalk, great pool, close to Epcot. Of course, you can hop on the Skyliner from there. Um, and then next, and of course, my top one, well, all of them basically I haven't stayed at, but these are all on my top of my list. I put Disney's Wilderness Lodge for second.
Okay.
And that one is too, mainly because of the Christmas time. That is definitely on my bucket list to stay there during the Christmas time.
Absolutely.
And then you got Storybook Dining, Whispering Canyon Cafe. So you got some good restaurants there, and transportation options as well. Then number 3, I put Animal Kingdom Lodge. Of course, I've talked about it over and over about how much I love Animal Kingdom. So staying in Animal Kingdom Lodge and a Savannah View. And this one too, like even these top ones so far can be family trips or, adult trips without kids. I feel like you can make all of them work. But spectacular dining at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Boma, Jico, and Sanaa. So great choices there. Next, I put Polynesian Village. Again, Ohana is great. Being right there on the monorail resort. And then you have the beach where you can watch the fireworks. Super cool. Again, can be family or adult trip. And then next, I put number 5, I put Boardwalk Inn. That one's super cool. We did room tours there when we went on a trip of some of the refurbished rooms, and that was super neat. Then what did I put? Next, I put Contemporary because, of course, it's super cool. You got the monorail that goes through. You got Chef Mickey's. It's right there by Magic Kingdom. You got California Grill, Steakhouse 71. So good options. And then just randomly selection, I put Riviera. I kind of forgot about that one.
Oh, I consider that a DVC one, but it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because actually when I was first working on it, I had Deluxe Resort and then DVC, and I just kind of combined it. And then I put Grand Floridian in there. Like that one we toured that one as well. Super beautiful resort, but I do feel like I would kind of feel like, okay, I'm out of place at this one. I love, and I know we'll get into some of them. I love some of the feel of the deluxe resorts, but I like to be immersed in Disney when I'm there. And so it just kind of depends on, what you're looking for. So those were my top 8 of the deluxe resorts.
All right. We'll see if it sticks this time. Okay. Cool.
You got it.
So I say you just want to pick like your top, I don't know, 3.
Sure.
And then we can just let's do top 2. That way,
top 2
spend forever, because you and I like to get off on tangents.
On tangents.
We'll be here all night.
I know.
Okay. Since I went off on my thing first, I'll let you cover your top 2.
Okay.
And I'll just chime in.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to pull it up over here on this side too. Last time I was typing and Josh was like, "You're typing too loud." I need to get me a quieter keyboard.
My coworkers call me an angry typer because I type very fast, very loudly.
Yeah. I don't mean to, but, okay. So my top resort is Beach Club, and it is one of the things that you mentioned that you get to, it's I call it a sister resort to Yacht Club. So, you can share the amenities there. But it has, it's great location. It's walkable to Epcot. You can take the boat from there over to Hollywood Studios. I think that Stormalong Bay pool is probably the best pool, in my opinion, on the properties.
Easily.
Yeah. Across the resort. So I actually have a lady, I just booked her today. And that was she was going back and forth between Beach Club and Boardwalk, but the pool for her kids, kind of seal the deal for that. Then you also, which I have not gone to, and maybe I'll go on our next trip. I always want to go to Beaches and Cream, and we have
See,
never gone, and that's
it was on our
crazy.
to-do list last time. Like that is where I wanted to go for my birthday, and we didn't pull it off. And I just want to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna try when we go in May for Liv's next cheer trip. I'm gonna try to get us over there, especially on
Like,
a day when we're doing parks and not, I mean
and
competition
what's
and not
crazy is
parks.
like it's not even like super fancy ice cream. Like it's your
Yeah,
typical
it's
ice
just the
cream stuff, but it's the vibe that you get from Peaches and
yeah,
Cream. It's just
yes. I
uh
want us to get that kitchen sink and see
yes.
how if we can kill it. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like between four of us, we should be able to. Even though Josh, well, he does eat ice cream. He's not like at home he doesn't. At Disney he does. But anyway, what else they have? Cape May there, which I haven't eaten there before. I mean, being from New Orleans, we have seafood here, so I don't
Yeah.
tend to do seafood other places. But they do have the seafood buffet, and then the character breakfast there.
Yeah, that's
My favorite,
like
Skyliner. Oh, did I lose you? Nope. There we go. It's frozen, not on my phone, but on a computer. Um, it's just the overall vibe of Beach Club. I think is pretty awesome. So I think you can't go wrong. Again, it's good for families. It's good for couples. Extended family.
yeah.
Super, yeah, super cool there.
Yeah. Beach Club is a super nice resort, and like again, staying at a resort. I don't know if I keep saying my internet's not working.
It's cutting in and out, but I can hear you now.
Now,
Gotta love technology. Yep, it's frozen. I don't know if you can hear me, Fred. Anybody watching can let us know. I'm not frozen, just FYI. But I don't know if Fred is frozen. I'm waiting on let me see. Oh, are
I
you
don't know.
back?
I
You're
think my
back.
internet's gonna do what yours do.
It's probably blame it on the weather that we had yesterday. Yep, it's frozen again. And I think you're back. Well, let's see. I'm going to go on. I'll go on with my next one. That way, when Fred comes back, I'm trying to see if. Sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties. Oh, and it looks like he's gone. Let's see if he comes back in. It's funny because Fred controls everything. So if we lost him, then we may have lost all of the streaming. All right, guys, he's trying to get back in here. So I'm going to go ahead and go through Disney's Wilderness Lodge while we wait and see. It looks like he's trying to rejoin. But So my second choice was Disney's Wilderness Lodge. If you haven't seen anything on this resort, I absolutely recommend looking. Go back and search, like Google Wilderness Lodge during Christmas. If you go, and you don't have to go during Christmas week, if you go anytime, from November on, it's decorated for Christmas and it's absolutely gorgeous. Um, Sorry, it keeps going in and out, so it's throwing me off. There he is. Maybe. I'm glad it's you because I feel like I'm always the one who messes everything up. I could see him on my computer, but
We'll
not
see.
on the.
My internet is just like connecting, disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting, connecting,
Oh
disconnecting,
man,
just repeatedly.
that happened to me last time.
We'll see.
That's when I had to do it on my phone and then lost the audio, the video because I forgot that I was connected to my phone and closed it down.
Well, we'll see. I'm back for
Yeah,
now.
you're back for now. So I started going into Wilderness Lodge just so that way I wouldn't be sitting here and staring at the screen and everybody looking at me.
I like
Anyway, yeah. So Wilderness Lodge, perfect for Christmas time. I mean, it's beautiful anytime, but definitely during Christmas time. They have the pools there. They have the white sandy beach. There's jogging trails. There's a lot of stuff to do over at Wilderness Lodge. Different amenities that you can do. But the dining, there's storybook dining at
Cool.
Artist Point, which is with Snow White and the Evil Queen. I haven't been, but I've heard a lot of feedback on that one. And then you also have Whispering Canyon Cafe. So this is one of the family style sit downs where they have a lot of shenanigans during the dining. So if you like that kind of thing, that one's super cool. Geyser Point, I've heard a lot of good feedback on that. This one you have transportation you can take a boat to Magic Kingdom, or you can take I think you can take a boat to Magic Kingdom. Now I'm questioning myself. Yes. Okay. And then buses to other parks. They have club levels. They also have villas there. So they have, the regular lodge rooms, and then there's Boulder Ridge and Copper Creek villas that are part of the DVC villas. And what's neat about this one too is that you can see the electrical water pageant.
Yes.
From there.
Although I'll tell you, I've never had. I mean, it could just be me, but I've never had any interest to watch the water pageant.
We've seen it. I've seen it one time, and I think it was. I can't even remember. Maybe we took a boat from Magic Kingdom somewhere, and it happened to be happening at the same time, and so we saw it. But yeah.
Yeah, no desire to see it. Maybe one day.
Yeah. Well, we don't do shows a lot, so.
Yeah.
But that was my top two. Beach Club and Wilderness Lodge are my top, which is surprisingly, like I said, that I didn't throw in Animal Kingdom. But
I fully expected Animal Kingdom to be like
me too.
one.
I know, me too. But
so for me,
I feel like because it's so far from everything,
and that's like
it's a little bit.
It is a fabulous resort. It's a gorgeous resort. The food is fabulous. The views are fabulous, whether you have a pool view or whether you have, a safari view, waking up in the mornings, getting some coffee, sitting, in the lobby and watching the animals. Like, Animal Kingdom Lodge has a special place in my heart. But it's just
it was
so
number
far
3.
Away. Like,
so if we did 3, yeah.
My plan is to go there for breakfast at Boma in May. Because I haven't been back to Animal Kingdom since 2019.
Yeah, I heard the breakfast there is really good.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, yeah.
Yeah, Rachel said it's fabulous. So, and I had a client go in January and she loved it. So,
sweet.
So you already covered one of mine, Disney's Beach Club Resort. My number one, of course, was Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. It really just has like this great Hawaiian vibe to it. Like, and I really love that ambiance, especially at night, like to walk, and they have the tiki torches lit up, and, the giant volcano water slide. Like, it just really has this really cool vibe to it. And of course, also being a monorail resort, one of the original resorts, you're right there on the lagoon, and you can sit out on the beach and watch Happily Ever After in the evening. So it's absolutely gorgeous resort.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't have
That
Animal
chose
Kingdom
it.
Lodge and Polynesian as my top two.
Yeah, and then of
I
course,
ended up
like a
sitting
big
here.
reason I chose it was, the Ohana. Like in what's the other restaurant that's there? I'm drawing a blank. Um,
Kona Cafe.
yes, thank you. Like that has some solid food as well. Like the food at Polynesian is just really really good.
The Tonga. Have you had the Tonga? Is it Tonga toast?
Hmm.
I want that. I want to try that.
Yeah, they have some really
It's
good food.
delicious.
So solid resorts. I mean, you really can't go wrong with a deluxe resort. If you can dish out the money for a deluxe resort, like you're gonna enjoy your trip.
Yeah, absolutely. They all have most of them have, some sort of dining that's going to be elevated compared to, like the moderate and especially the value. The value doesn't. They just have
Yeah,
the food court. But if it's something where you want to do a little more, like not be have Disney throwing up all over you, and
yeah,
you know, because you get enough of that at the parks, then yeah, the deluxe resorts are the way to go. Like you said, if you have
yeah,
the money and it's something that you want to do, then go for it.
yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so 8 deluxe resorts. I only ranked 5 moderate resorts.
Yeah, I did all.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did 4. Well, because
Yeah, 4. Yeah, because I did the cabins at Wilderness too.
I think they changed that to deluxe resort now.
Did they?
Like once, I think when they updated it, um,
They are much nicer cabins now.
yeah. Because let me see, I'm on deluxe resorts now, but I'm pretty sure they changed. Like, because it used to be considered moderate. Because I was looking the other day and I'm like, where are they? Um, Let
I
me
bet they
get
changed them.
scroll. It's all the way at the bottom. Watch.
Mhm.
Yes, it's considered a Disney Vacation Club resort now, and it's
Woo!
under deluxe villas.
Well, now I have 4 resorts that I ranked.
Yeah, yeah. So this moderate's not as many. Um, so definitely easier, I guess, to kind of go through those. So you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I think you go first this time.
Sure. Okay. All right. So my order of ranking, I put Caribbean Beach first, solely for the Skyliner. I mean, there's other things as well, but definitely I love the Skyliner resorts. And so, I mean, there's some pros and cons to it that we can get into when we talk about it a little bit more on Caribbean Beach. But it is a beautiful resort, and of course, when you take the Skyliner, you go over it, so you get to see all the different areas. But I chose that one first, and then next I went with Port Orleans French Quarter. Um, just because that is such a neat resort. The vibe, again, I'm from New Orleans, and I've said before that it really does have the New Orleans feel. It's smaller, so it's not as large as the other resorts, the moderates. So it's a little bit easier accessible to get to different things. So I struggled with putting the last two to get like where to put them. But I went with Coronado Springs for number 3, but the tower rooms, like,
Okay.
um, I mean, honestly though, I guess it could go 3 or 4 with if you went with the regular casita rooms. I forgot if they call it casitas or they changed, I think. But definitely the tower rooms. The tower is beautiful. So I'll save the. I think last time I gave too many details before we talk about it, and then I did Port Orleans Riverside. Again, I just stayed there. Josh and I stayed there. There's nothing wrong with the resort. Um, it's a beautiful resort. It's just really big, so it just kind of depends on where your room is situated.
Yeah.
But again, there's nothing wrong with it. I would stay there again. It's just out of, for this purposes, I put it last.
Okay. So we were pretty similar. We only had two that were different. So I did Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. One, because when I stayed there, loved it. Fabulous resort. Two, Skyliner access again. Um, number two, I've
Oh no, I think we lost him again.
number number three, I put Disney's Coronado Springs, and then number four, I put Port Orleans French Market.
Oh, so you put Riverside second. Oh no, Fred. I've lost you. This is going to be super fun for Fred to have to.
I don't want to talk about it.
There's going to be so many dull spots that you're going to have to edit out. Yeah.
Anyway.
So you said Riverside was second and French Quarter was last?
Yes.
I gotcha. Sweet. Yeah. And I mean, since there's only four, if you want to talk about all of them again, or if you want to pick the top two again. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I'm going to go first. That way, when you come back in, then we can roll with it. Since we both have Caribbean Beach, I really wanted you to go first since I went first last time and stole yours. But since you're frozen, I'm going to roll with it. Are you back?
I'm back, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm over this.
Oh, no. I said I'm laughing with you, not at you, okay? Oh, no. He's gone again. Okay, I'm going. Caribbean Beach Resort. Okay, so this one, it's like being in a tropical paradise. Like if you ever take the Skyliner and you go over, you'll see like the different colors of the buildings based on the sections that they are. It's really big. It's like being in the Caribbean. There's Jamaica, Aruba, Barbados. The one thing I will say though, it is a very large resort. So location is going to be important. If you want to be close to the Skyliner, you'll select those buildings. If you want to be close to the buses, you just have to be strategic in putting in your request for where you want to stay, just because it is large. However, I've said it before, you're spending all day walking in Disney. So once you get back to the resort, you may have to walk a little bit more, but it's worth it, to stay where you want to stay. They have the really nice pool there with the splash pad area for the little kids. There's also quiet pools in all the different locations. That way, if you're not really close to the large pool, then you can use the pool that's in your section. There's the Banana Cabana pool bar, which has nice tropical drinks. And there's Sebastian's Bistro, which is a table service restaurant that is really good. From what I hear, it's like Caribbean flavor type foods, coconut shrimp, jerk chicken, things like that. This one's great for couples. It's great for families. So it's really good pick for the moderate resorts. And I don't think Fred is back. So we're just going to keep on rolling here. I'm just going to roll solo until we get him back. So I picked Disney's French Quarter Resort. This was one Josh and I stayed, and the kids stayed there on our very first trip. It really does have the French Quarter feel. The lobby, which I don't know if he's still there. He was there for many years. There's a gentleman that stands in the doorway to let folks in, and he's kind of dressed New Orleans-y. Oh, I hear him typing, but I don't see him. This is where you can get the famous beignets. So There are two New Orleans style resorts, but you can only get the beignets at French Quarter. Um, they have the bus transportation to the parks, and then there's a boat that you can take over to Disney Springs. So that's a fun little extra transportation option that you can take. He's back and he's gone. Let's see. You can share amenities with Riverside. So you could take a nice little walk over to Riverside. You can take a boat between Riverside and French Quarter as well. So that's always fun, especially if you have little kids. It's like a nice little extra ride that you can do to hop on the boat. It's super cool. And he's back again.
I had to connect to my phone's hotspot. Like, I got nothing.
I only see myself on Facebook, but there you go. And you're back. Sweet. Well, I just kept rolling, but you go ahead, and since I talked about my resorts, I talked about Caribbean Beach and French Quarter, but you can roll with your thoughts since I did the first ones.
No, I'll just hit Caribbean Beach. No, like I just really like the vibe that Caribbean Beach has. One, just I will say the downfall of Caribbean Beach is how massive it is, which I'm sure you
Yeah.
already hit that. Like it's a pretty massive moderate resort. So there, if you're staying all the way at the end of the resort, it's a pretty decent walk to get anywhere. Or if you're not taking the Skyliner, it's a pretty, you're you could be very last on the bus. Like it can be painful, but it's an absolutely gorgeous resort. Lots of pools to choose from.
Yeah.
There's some really great restaurants there. And then of course, one of the big pros is just having that Skyliner access, especially being the hub of the
Mm-hmm.
Skyliner. It's not like being at Art Animation or Pop Century where you have to get off and get right back on. Like, Art or Caribbean Beach is the hub, so you just get on and go where you need to go, which is super fabulous. So, uh, and then of course
Yeah.
the rooms with the fifth sleeper are absolutely awesome, especially if you have the
Yeah.
need for that. Like it's an absolutely great option to get.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about the
So,
fifth sleepers.
yeah, Rachel slept on the fifth sleeper of our very first trip.
Sweet. She's pretty tall too.
She slept great apparently. So
There you go.
all right, final section. We'll see if I can stay in for our final section.
Yes.
I don't want to edit
Value.
this episode. Ah.
Oh gosh, I don't envy you. I'm sorry that I don't help you with that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be a
All
tomorrow
right.
me problem. All right. Value resorts.
Value.
We always stay at value. Like we absolutely love value resorts. We've definitely stayed at deluxe. We definitely stayed at moderate. Um, but we're big fans of value resorts solely for the fact that really up until this last trip, the only reason that we needed a hotel room was to have somewhere to sleep. Like 90% of the day we were at the parks. So,
Right.
we didn't really care how big the room was or, the amenities that the resort had, just because it really was just a spot to lay our heads at night. But even, after this last trip, there's a lot of value resorts that even are great to have resort days at. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, I'm excited to dive into the value resorts.
Sweet. You want to rank
I'll
yours
go
first?
first.
Okay.
Yeah. Number one, this was a hard one for me, um, because Pop Century is my home. I will always stay at Pop Century when I get the chance. But number one for me was definitely Art of Animation. Like it really is the high class, high level value resort, and it's a gorgeous resort, and it has lots of great things for families. Um,
Mm-hmm.
option two or number two for me was Pop Century. being my home resort. Absolutely love, you know, the the theme that Pop Century has in the pools, in the lobby. Absolutely love it. But animation really took it for me, especially with the suites that are spread throughout art animation.
Yeah.
So again, art animation was number one. Pop Century was number two, and then these last three I solely just ranked really based off of my personal preference. Um,
Yeah. Same.
All Star Movies, All Star Movies was number three. Um, just because big movies guy, so really like movies.
Yeah.
Um, Plus, the Fantasia pool is really cool, especially to walk out of the main building and see the Fantasia pool. Like it's just Sorcerer Mickey up there. It really is a cool thing to experience.
Hmm.
All Star Music was number four for me. Um, And then number 5 for me was All Star Sports, just because I may be a diehard Eagles fan, but I'm not really a sports guy. So, but I am
Yeah.
staying at All Star Sports um, in May, so that'll be a first for me.
Sweet. Yeah. I will be staying at an all-star resort in May. We just don't know which one yet because when we go through varsity,
Yeah,
they assign you a resort, and so I don't know which one it's going to be yet.
really.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah, it's different when you go for all-star cheer than high school. So no shocker, I did put Pop Century first, and then I put Art of Animation second. And it really is
Yeah,
hard to kind of pick between those two. Now, I can tell you if I'm going with more than the four of us, I would have put Art of Animation first for a suite. And
yeah,
even still, now that we've stayed there, I may even still do it with even just the four of us, just to have the two bathrooms. So those two are kind of,
yeah,
interchangeable. And then same thing, All Star Movies, All Star Music, All Star Sports. I have stayed at music before for a cheer competition. And All Star Music also has the family suites. So it's a little bit cheaper
yeah,
option than, Art of Animation. So if you want a family suite, and honestly, we were talking about it today because we were talking about not knowing what resort we're staying at. And I told him when we stayed at music, it's basically the same as Pop, just without the Skyliner. Um,
yeah.
the feel. So
When
it won't be.
even all three All Star resorts really are the same.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even just looking at pop music, sports, movies, they all have the same exact Um, they all have the same exact theming, or not theming,
Yeah.
but they're all the same exact size rooms. Like, and the rooms are pretty much the same theme.
Yeah.
You're still getting, you're still getting the same type of food at the food court. You're still getting the same type of items um, at the gift shop. Like all four really are the same.
Yeah.
The big difference is the theming, and then at Pop Century you get the Skyliner. Like,
Yeah.
and then
Definitely.
of course
And
at
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say like at the All Star Sports, like the only difference is if you go during busier year, you're those can be uses. So if you're at All Star Sports, you're gonna pick first. If you're at All Star First Music, you're gonna get picked up second. And if you're at All Star Movies, you're gonna get picked up last, like more than likely. So that's really the only thing you got
Yeah.
to keep in mind if you're going during a busy season is that you
Yeah.
could
I'm sharing
possibly
those
share
buses.
buses with all three resorts.
Yeah. And I think too, and we talked about it on, maybe I did it on announcements on maybe last week. I don't know. I think another thing for Pop is going to be getting that coffee shop. That's going to be great. Because I
Mm.
don't know about you, but I
Pop
don't
really is
drink.
stepping up its level.
It is. It really is. I don't drink coffee in the rooms with the coffee makers in the room because I've heard too many horror stories.
Mm-mm.
And so, depending on where you are, to have to go walk and get coffee in the morning before, which I mean, I'll do it, but I will definitely do it even more with a coffee shop. So I'm excited
I'm
for
a
that.
groceries person, so like I've already got my grocery list for May planned out, and I've already got cold brew concentrate and coffee creamer on my list just because I just do it in the room.
Oh, there you go.
So
See, but I'm a hot coffee person. Even when it's, I
no,
mean,
not when I'm at Disney.
sometimes I'll do iced coffee. Now, if it's super hot outside, I'm not going to start the day drinking hot coffee. So then I will drink iced coffee. But even like, I mean,
It's fair.
where we live, it's so hot and humid. I still just drink hot coffee all the time.
Yeah,
I'm not, I don't know. I prefer hot coffee, but anyway. Yeah. So I can't
I
wait to
will
see
say,
what the coffee shop's going to be like.
yeah. And the art of animation, like the only reason like I really put it as number one, like is just like the theming really is cool. Like you really
It
do
is.
like pop is great, and it's great to get put in the centuries, being like the '90s, the '80s, the '70s. But just like when you walk across, like if you're staying at Pop Century, you walk across Skyliner, you walk a lot across Hourglass Lake, and you walk into the art animation area, like you're immediately brought into this Finding Nemo theme, and it's just
Hmm.
like it pulls you in, and like they do this in all the different section, whether it's the car section, the Lion King section, the Little Mermaid is, um, but they really just do have a great theme going on at art animation, and then of
Yeah.
course like I do feel like the gift shop and the food court are a little bit nicer, but then again, Pop Century just redid theirs, so now I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna say the opposite. Say Pop Century food court's nicer.
Could it be new? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they'll
it's
probably
definitely,
redo art animation in the near future.
right. Yeah. And really the choice between value, moderate, and deluxe is really just what type of experience you want to have. Because, and we say the same thing.
Mhm.
We always talk about, oh, we're going to stay at this resort. That we're never in the resort room. So,
Nah,
does it really make a difference to spend the extra money, for those resorts? But so your value resorts is when you're going to feel like you're going to, like you said, you're going to have the Nemo area, the Lion King area. It's really geared towards the children. Those
yeah,
themings are more, you know, kid friendly. The moderate resorts maybe have a little bit of some type of theming. Even like Coronado Springs, and I don't know if I'm going off topic a little bit, but Coronado Springs is to me is more like um like a convention because that's what it is. It's a convention center
yeah.
type.
Hmm.
So it's the first time we stayed there, we stayed in the casitas and it was just kind of like, okay, this doesn't feel like Disney to me. And
Yeah,
even in the the tower is the same way. However, we stayed at a club level room, and it was great because you could like it's a moderate resort, but it feels like a deluxe resort. So if you want that kind of in between, that's when you could stay at Coronado Springs. But again, it's not going to have the Disney theming. It's just more of like a more elegant resort. Um, but if you could stay club level, it was definitely good. And then like we hardly bought any food that time because we ate breakfast before we went. We'd eat lunch because we were on a agency trip, so we'd eat lunch with wherever we had lunch at, and then we'd go back in the evening and just hang out in the club and eat there. So you could save food on food. But yeah, and then of course the deluxe resorts are going to be um,
yeah.
not so much
Fancy
Disney.
AF.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, I mean, Animal Kingdom is a little different because it's
Yeah,
themed after Animal Kingdom. So that one's a little different where you get the, you know, magic feel with the animals, but everything else is, I don't know. Sweet though. I do want to stay at Polynesian. That's on my bucket list. I think I
oh
could
yeah,
probably skip the rest of them.
yeah. One day. I think the only one I don't want to stay at, looking at your lagoon, your main Magic Kingdom ones. I think the only one I don't want to stay at is not Polynesian, Grand Floridian. Like, enjoy going to Grand Floridian. Um, enjoy going to 1900. Um,
Park there.
why am I drawing a blank on the name? Park Fair. Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy going there. Food's good, uh, but it's not my vibe. It's a little bit too elegant for me.
Yeah.
But absolutely, contemporary Polynesian, Animal Kingdom, Beach Club. Really would love to stay at those resorts. Um, yeah, just I'll pass on the Grand
Yeah.
Floridian. Although I am staying at the Grand Californian in May, so
Sweet.
that's going to be interesting.
Yes, definitely. Now look, try to budget our trips so that way I can get more trips out of Josh. So,
Yes.
like, well, we're going to stay here because so it's more budget friendly for us, where we are now because we have a kid in college and a cheerleader.
Yeah.
But if budget wasn't an issue, then maybe I would feel different and say, you know what, I'm going to stay at the Polynesian or I'm going to stay here. But I want to get as many trips in as I can. So it's girl math, as Olivia says. Girl math.
See, once all of our kids are grown and out of my house, I'm going to take a kid-free vacation with
There you
Rachel,
go.
and we'll just go stay at the Polynesian and just live our best
Yeah,
lives.
exactly. I know. Josh and I are going to do that too. We'll get to do it a little bit
One
sooner
day.
since our kids are
I have
almost.
3-year-olds.
I know. I know. I don't even talk about it though.
Cool.
I don't want Olivia to go or Brayden. I don't want them to leave me.
I don't either. I was looking back at pictures of Raylan and Harper from like 2 years ago. I teared up a little bit. I was like, where did my babies go?
It's funny because not yesterday, but last Saturday, we went to Lakeside, the four of us. And so, the boys went off and Olivia and I went off and we were shopping. And I was like, I said, Liv, one day we won't be able to do this, because I don't know, I've been in my feelings and I guess because they're getting older. And she was like, girl, you can always call me. I'll come spend your money. I was like, which is crazy for her because she usually does not like to spend my money. She always feels guilty, but she was like, you can call me anytime and I'll come spend your money.
I like it. That's going to be both. That's both my children now.
Yeah. Sweet.
All right.
Anyway, we went from resorts to spending money.
Right. Minus our technical difficulties. I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah. Fun times.
Go restart my modem after this episode is over.
Whatever you do, don't do like me. Make sure you leave your phone on since you're on your mobile hotspot. Don't turn it off like I did.
It's going to stay right there for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So next week we have a change of things.
Sounds like because
we're gonna be talking.
Yes, next week we're gonna talk with my travel agent bestie Stephanie. She does Disneyland quite often, or I shouldn't say quite often, but she's been there a lot. So, and she actually just did a recent trip, maybe a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to do a little trip report with Stephanie on Disneyland, which I think will be great since you're getting ready to go for the first time. So you can,
for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get some information from her and some tips. So I'm excited to have her on too.
I have no idea what I'm doing. No, I'm excited to have a guest back on. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a guest.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what? I mixed the weeks up, but it's perfect because we haven't had a guest on in a while. So throw somebody else in there.
Our spouses don't count, so.
Right. I'm waiting for Olivia to come back.
Yes. All right. Any last words before I close this out?
No, just I know we talk a lot about our opinions and wanting to save money and stay at values. Just take what we're saying. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own things that they want to do and they can do. So, if you're looking to book a trip, talk to Fred and I. We'll help you book whatever you want. So, don't take it that, oh, I need to stay at a value because I'm going to waste money. You're never going to waste your money. Yeah. It'll be great. It just depends on what level of comfort that your family wants. So
unless you use it to go see Dinosaur One, that's a straight waste of money. Don't do that.
Well, I don't know. We're definitely going to do it in May.
So
we're going to do it in May again. Yes. And hopefully this time we can get a family photo without something interrupting it.
Without a middle finger.
Yes. I will slap a kid if I see a middle finger in that picture. So
love it.
Anyway.
All right, cool. Yeah. Like like Lori said, definitely reach out if you guys have any questions. Lori and I have booked all sorts of trips. I mean, I got clients that are going and doing the bare minimum with the military side of the house, and taking advantage of those discounts to, not spend very much money. I got clients that are booking 2 to 3 rooms at, Contemporary Resort. Lori's got the same thing. So, we're pretty diverse in our Disney knowledge. So definitely reach out if you guys have any questions about any of the resorts. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. As we wrap up, again, just appreciate you guys joining along with us as we go beyond the castle each week. Appreciate you, bearing with our technical difficulties. Maybe one week we will not have any technical difficulties, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
So again,
At least
thanks
I got
for
my
joining
lights
us.
fixed.
Right, we're making progress. We're gonna be
Yeah.
professional one day.
Absolutely.
As we wrap up, if you guys are looking for more information on Going on Beyond the Castle, looking to find out more about Lori and I individually, we have a blog now. So if you would like to read our blog posts, you can do that on our
Shout out to
website. Our
Fred.
website has access to all this information. I figured we needed a blog post, so I was like, let's get a blog. But yeah, you can find all of that on our website at www.goingbeyondthecastle.com. If you're looking for any of our social media channels, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, if you're looking for our audio only versions of the podcast that release on Wednesdays, you can find all of that at our Beacon channel, beacons.ai/going beyond the castle. And then, of course, if you're looking to reach out to us directly, you can always send us an email, info@goingbeyondthecastle.com.
Sweet.
Fun times. All right, we
Fun
will talk to you
times.
guys next week. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Okay, bye.